Dire team ban. Radiant team pick.
Beastmaster.
Dire team pick. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Ten seconds
All right,
remaining.
Boogaloo, are you here? Boogaloo?
5 seconds remaining.
Boogaloo, are you here? Hello? Okay, what's up?
Reserve time.
Dude, we're already in the game. The heck? You didn't join the game?
Radiant
Oh my god,
team ban.
what's wrong with you? Game was already hosted. Oh, that's my bad. You know, after game 1 ends, game 2 usually starts.
Dire team
Yeah.
ban.
Oh yeah, you forgot the password. Yeah, that's my bad. Well, I'm trying to think of a solution here that doesn't involve you having to watch with delay, but I think we're going to have to do nothing.
10 seconds
Because if you can't watch the game, you're not particularly
remaining.
going to be able to
5
cast.
seconds remaining.
That's my bad. Blame it. Yeah, it was like Steam update and then game update, but, well, I guess I will hit you up for game 3 if there's a game 3. How about that, Boogaloo? Well, you're gonna be watching with 2-minute delay. You don't know who's drafting and who's picking and whatnot. Okay, I'll hit you up for game number 2. You can still talk. Okay, fine. You can still talk to me. Okay. If I ask questions, it's to you,
remaining.
even though you don't know what's going on in the game.
Reserve time.
Well, you can watch it in the game client. Okay, how about that? In the game client, there is something called a game client. Okay. 2 minutes behind. Anyways, we're going to the draft. FDL had priority this time. They ended up choosing first pick, Digital Chaos, and ended up choosing Dire. They really sped through these picks. I started that intro video like right when the game actually finished loading in, and then bam, here we are. After Boogaloo has failed to join the game, which is not completely his fault because he's not used to doing this kind of thing, and I failed to notify him. So Digital Chaos banned out Bounty Hunter and Phoenix. Pretty well warranted, and taking up the other roamer that is also pretty useful for them, Earth Spirit. Misery plays a pretty decent one. We also plays it, so not forced into one role. Friendship, dedication, love, going with the Jungle Beastmaster. I assume. I don't think I've actually seen them run it off lane yet. And Beast's Life Stealer, which was just an absolute train wreck yesterday. Hopefully today's will be a little bit better. No. Nope.
Winter Wyvern.
Radiant team pick.
Boogaloo, it's quality of life for having you in this game as opposed to however many people watching this game and all 10 players and all casters for all the other languages is just not worth it. I'm sorry, Boogaloo.
10 seconds remaining.
They would understand, but they would disagree with the choice, and they would flame you, and it'd be well-warranted flame. Okay, the Winter Wyvern. Well, yeah, you can analyze, you can kind of do panel work and talk about what you think went wrong in the game, and I can hit you up after. How about that? It's gonna be 2 minutes late. Boo, I'm gonna end the call if you talk out of line. How about that? I'm going to end the call if you talk out of line, because, you know, there's a game to be casted. If there's something super important and awesome that you see, feel free. Okay, anyways. To the game. We have Winter Wyvern picked up by Digital Chaos. A somewhat common pickup versus Beastmaster. Just because the Winter's Curse owns any heroes with Necro books. We have a
Dire team
Venomancer.
pick.
Yeah, from FDL. Venomancer. Dude, Venomancer and Jakiro, two heroes I thought I would not see today. Those would be like bottom 20 on my list of heroes that I wouldn't see today.
10 seconds remaining.
I never said he wasn't good. I just
5
didn't think I would
seconds remaining.
I would see him. Thanks, Boogaloo.
Reserve time.
Maybe they're just trying to throw people off. They're like, we're much better than FDL. We can beat them with Michikiro. Other teams will think we run it. Ha, joke's on them. No, I actually think that they are actually, just sneaking the push strat here and there to keep other teams from playing too greedily. But I think FDL are going to run the Beastmaster Iron Talon jungle again just because it's what Franzi loves to. Venomancer doesn't seem particularly good versus Doom. I've seen the Veno AA combo before, which has proven to be very useful, but this was like maybe 2 years ago when high ground defense was much different and you would just get owned by that combo. And when AA was simply more popular, when Alchemist was just not as prevalent. It is old school. No, that's Alchemist's first spell. It's called Venomous Gale, dude. Oh man. Yeah, but not everyone plays like QWER. Some people play legacy keys. Some people switch out their hotkeys. It's not as. I can kind of see it. He's like spraying acid from his mouth. Like, kind of makes sense. Weaver has been banned out. That is strange. Meepo is not that big of a surprise if you don't have the heroes that can deal with it. Which. Oh, Lena. Take it. I actually expected them to take Lena a lot more often. Although I think. Still not sure whether it's a Wee Lena or a Wee Earth Spirit. More likely Wee Lena.
Alchemist.
And there's the guy with the real
Dire
acid
team
spray.
ban.
Yep. Thanks, Boogaloo. I'm sure that you. Acid
10
spray. The
seconds
hero with
remaining.
acid spray.
5
I guess
seconds
it's a
remaining.
mid-alc FDL. That's pretty greedy though if they run Beastmaster jungle. So I don't know if they'll
Radiant
actually throw him in the
team
offlane this time. I still haven't seen them run it, but still a possibility. I think it's stupid as well, but I still think they might do it just because they like the junglers
10
and they're like,
seconds remaining.
hoping that the opponents don't punt, hoping that they don't constantly
5
shadow them in
seconds
the
remaining.
jungle. They don't have a bounty hunter, they don't have a phoenix this time, so it's
Reserve
still
time.
passable. I think Beastmaster is also probably a better jungler than the Axe, just because he can scout way easier. They had to dump an observer ward for the Axe, and with Beastmaster, you can just use your boar. No problem. And you go like 0-2-2, so you don't even need the mana. The mana hit 6.87D is not that big of a nerf.
Radiant
I don't
team
know.
pick.
For some reason, I think Slardar Chaos Knight I also think is actually pretty good. Decent versus Lifestealer. Occasionally, because of armor buff. Oh, it is the Veno
Dire
AA.
team
Oh. Veno Alk AA, man. I think CK would destroy them. Get up in their face. Resolution plays a lot of things.
10
I mean, they could do
seconds
what
remaining.
Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage is so here. Spectre, Spectre's
5
not bad.
seconds remaining.
Slardar is so. Might have scaling
Reserve
issues though,
time.
because can't really breach
5
high ground versus
seconds
Veno AA.
remaining.
That is. It's Lycan. They just picked Lycan. Lycan's pressure early. Not really ratting. I think they can just take down towers very early, similar to last game. But instead of we playing the carry that or the core that pushes, they have resolution this time. So we'll be we on the Lena and Missouri on the Earth Spirit. So no we Spirit today. CCNC will be the Mid Alchemist. Bisa on the Life Stealer. He had Tranquil and Relic at like 18, 19 minutes yesterday, which is super slow for Life Stealer free farming standards. So hopefully he can improve on that timing a little bit. It will be Franz on the Venomancer, and they will be running off lane Beastmaster this time, deeming it probably too greedy. Yeah, I think that's a choice. So on the side of FDL, we have Stan King on the Ancient Apparition, Bisa on the Life Stealer, CCNC on the Alchemist, Franz on the Venomancer, and KVH their stand-in, Beast. And on the Dire side, said Sec BRB, Misery on the Earth Spirit. We have Saxa on the Winter Wyvern, Moo playing the Doom. Got some sets, Wui on the Lena. Resolution on the Lycan. It's 2 minutes. It's a long time. Well, you can think of something smart to say in 2 minutes. I like their lineup more this time. I think it has a lot more room for error, and they scale really, really well. So kind of the onus is on DC to make sure that they can pressure them early, take down towers, and I would say that their lineup is much weaker at taking towers than last game, because last game they had a Shadow Shaman who had a very early level 6, as well as a very early Blink, and then they also had the mid Shikiro who was doing very well in lane and kept the Timbersaw from being deeply farmed. Dude, no. The computer I don't think can handle it, and it's not worth it. Benefit is not worth it. I'm sorry, Boogs. You're gonna have to deal with 2 minutes delay. Let's see if you can predict what's gonna happen without hearing me. Anyways, Winter Wyvern Saxa placing a very deep observer ward. Looks like he will already be blocking the spawn. I do not see any pings come out from FDL, so they are none the wiser. I don't think I see sentries on anyone aside from the Ancient Apparition. He is broke. This is the rough support life. The inventory space ×5, and then 2 sentries and 1 observer ward. He is the hard 5. Some people would even call him a 6 or a 7. Or whatever you want to call him. Even all the way up to Boogaloo Poor. KVH, no signs of building an Iron Talon quite yet, so it looks like he wants to test his mettle in the lane versus Resolution, Saxa, and Misery. Misery kind of walking up, not really scared at all. They do have vision. KVH, though, they know that he's in this tree area somewhere. Misery going with the roll. He does have the Orb of Venom, but with the recent nerf to Rolling Boulder, 1, not very strong and will not be enough for his team to catch up. However, Alchemist does pick up Evil's Greed. Oh, overlay? Oh. Wow, I was talking for 2 minutes with that. That's what I get for talking to Boogaloo. Oof. Okay. I think it's only 20 seconds in. Every time I started the game, I was like, man, I gotta switch to overlay. I gotta switch to overlay. I gotta switch to overlay. Work 3 times, 4 times, not the charm for me. Luckily, I was informed that my overlay was still on. I'm sorry. I apologize to everyone. Oh, KVH does get rolled on. Maybe he should have committed to early Iron Talon because he is out of luck, striking out first blood prior to 1 minute in. That is kind of every offlaner's worst nightmare, not having any items to go into the jungle and beating first blood already. Well, the cooldowns are up, at least for the Rolling Boulder, not quite yet for the Arctic Burn. And KVH will narrowly dodge the Rolling Boulder. aided by his little trusty Hawk, which does not have enough HP and will tick down to the Orb of Venom. Misery, though, no stout shield. However, he does have boots and can easily harass KVH. Suxa. Burn is almost up. KVH has to be very careful not to get hit by the rolling boulder and the double slow. So just gonna chain stack though in that lane and Moo with the Quelling Blade. Doing pretty well in terms of experience. Free farm, very similar. Both carries. Thanks, Boo. Yeah, that was my fault. I know, I messed up. I had the draft overlay on, and then it looks like all the heroes are in jail, and then you can't see anything game. But it's been 2 minutes, so should be corrected by now. Misery with aided reserve reward will be able to go uphill onto KVH, but he does immediately summon a boar. Misery does have the arcane rune, slightly kicks him back. KVH still trying to kick him out. He does have a tango, and Misery almost about to die. One chop away. That was really close. 3 armor, 69 damage. Not quite enough unless he gets a high roll. What was his roll? 65 to 69. I don't think he could have killed him even with the highest of rolls. Still pretty darn close. Alchemist going the typical greed build, although not max speed, opting for max acid spray, which is pretty typical. Soul Ring first for him. It's like going to be a farm fest. Or the first part of the game. Most people max spray. Maybe at level 4 you could get like 304, but I think 3021 to 30. Yeah, maybe at level 8 ISOs. Who knows? It's hard though versus Lina. I don't think you can get away with a greed versus Lina. I think versus a weaker lane you can, but versus Lina he's just gonna own you. Well, KVH has found a nice spot in the trees without the aid of a Quelling Blade. Sucks to try to scout him out, but looks like KVH will finally be able to soak up some levels without Misery there to constantly harass him. But they actually do know that he's over there at this point. Misery maybe trying to set up for a chicken snipe at this point, although it's going to be pretty difficult for him, especially considering his past 3 minutes. And KVH will make it out alive to the T1. Misery coming in from behind. FDL none the wiser with no observer ward to help him out over here. Gonna be a pretty tough kill unless he actually hits his rolling boulder, but that might not be too tough of a task considering KVH does not actually have boots. Misery being very patient over here, almost runs into the observer ward, and here we go. Nice rolling boulder. Start things off. Boulder smash. It is very even, except CCNC is about to die. It's really close to dying there. Oh, this will be the first T1, the spoils of DC's one push core lineup. I don't know if that's a thing, but that's what they've been running. At the same time, Bisa trying to do some damage to his own safe lane tower, but no Bassi in its midst. Going to be very difficult, especially because Moo has returned from lane level 5. Dang, level 5 in 5 minutes. I guess that's where Iron Talon AFK jungling gets to you, as opposed to KVH, who's still level 2 and getting a lot of pressure outside of his T2, struggling to get experience of any sort. Oh, he is jungling! Oh my goodness, I was like, oh, he's playing Venom. Yeah, I should have known better. I was like, oh yeah, he's Venomancer. That hero can't jungle, right? Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. How do you do that as a Venomancer? Really? And it pushed him up? Oh, Misery wraps in from behind with another boulder smash, and KVH struggling in the off lane.
Is under attack.
P2 taking a fair amount of damage, and I mean FDL is just getting crushed in this off lane, and they're just making DC's making FDL kind of do something about this greedy jungler. Venomancer is level 6 though. 1131 is his build. Level 6 by 6 minutes.
Radiant's
Pretty
top tower
decent,
is
similar
under
to
attack.
Moo's pace of farm. And he will take over the lane. And KVH has not opted for the
Radiant's
Iron
middle
Talon,
tower
instead
is
going
under
for the
attack.
boots. He's Bisa coming in hot and will get the open wounds onto the Earth Spirit. Misery will fall. Stan King takes a Lagoon into the face, but barely survives. We with the early soul ring. Pretty cool. Normally you'll see like Arcane in the Aether Lens, but this is slightly better I think for damage output. Narrowly whiffs the Dragon Slave, wouldn't have killed him anyways. And Alchemist is feeling the pressure. Well, that is armlet number 1. And Bisa is working on armlet number 2. Well, someone stacked the Ancients, but works out for Alchemist. Not quite so well for the Lifestealer. Boogle, you see anything interesting?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He is.
Radiant's
But
bottom
what?
tower
I mean, he's
is
a
under
Venomancer
attack.
though.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, why? They can just get the Alk to farm for him, right? Isn't it better to have like the Alk farm for the Venomancer as opposed to the
Radiant's
Venomancer
bottom
farm?
tower is under
I
attack.
guess it depends on what kind of strat they're going for. Yeah, but they're getting crushed as a result of them farming. And what do they have to show for it? A level 7 Venomancer with 2,000 gold. Is he going to go Midas? Is he going to go Scepter? Would he go with 2,000 gold on a free farming jungle Veno? I thought you were about to say pipe. Well, you'll be happy to know that he did opt for the Hand of Midas.
Radiant's bottom tower is
What a
under
player,
attack.
huh? That's a sign for DC to start pushing him in. They did have the Observer Ward recently placed by Misery that I believe scouted out the Hand of Midas, so they know that additional pressure is not really coming their way. They really want to hold this T1 tower, 1 Venomancer Ward at the tower and
Radiant's top
CNC,
tower is
holding the
under
high
attack.
ground with Armlet already complete. 50 CS on him. Not the best, but he was versus Alina, and we see Resolution and a couple other members of DC heading to Roshan. Pretty early. Can they take high ground though? Isn't that what the Alk Venom A is supposed to?
Roshan has fallen to the dark.
Well, I hope they ended in 20 just so they can prove you wrong. Okay, Stan King, he has bought the Tome. He's on track for that 12-minute level 6. Doing a little bit better than the Earth Spirit and Winter Wyvern. And actually, how does Saksa always get level 6? I guess this time he had Roshan experience, but yeah, he's doing pretty well in terms of XP. Stan King, let's see if he pops it immediately or has a trend of supports holding on to it. Oh, he didn't even grab it. Oh, see CNC. Initiated on with a Splinter Blast and cannot survive the burst, even with an armlet. And yeah, they are just asserting their dominance all over the map. T2 getting beaten down, and looks like a medallion will be built up soon
Radiant's
for all
bottom tower
resolution.
is under attack.
And the mid tower is being held, but Franz is just, he has Midas 1200 gold, but he hasn't done anything in this game. His hero damage is minimal. He has 0 kills, 0 assists,
Radiant's bottom
0
tower has fallen.
deaths. is
Radiant's
one
middle
with
tower
the
is
jungle.
under attack.
Oh, Stan King has been scouted out, not quite yet, but they are getting doomed in between the T1 and the T2. Franz gets doomed up. Stan King not quite level 6, and there is an angry Doombringer as well as a very angry Resolution. We does get cold embraced up. Bisa trying to finish some people off. Saksa able to narrowly escape due to a sick TP. Same with Misery. And even though Venomancer did buy back, TP in after dying to Doom and get his ultimate off, DC don't lose anyone. Not even the Aegis of the Immortal. But their T1 is still alive, so that's a lot of his Midas gold just down the drain right there. And kind of that's what 11 minutes of jungling just culminated in. I think they just want to hold high ground. That's their. It's like, okay, we can't lose T1s, we can't lose T2s, but high ground. That's when we really need to hold, and where we really need to repel their push. That's what their Alchemist is there for. DC doesn't have that great a pick right now, unless Doom goes for a Shadow Blade. Oh, we do see a smoke coming out. Oddly enough, Doom is one of the few heroes that is actually smoked. And CCNC, Armlet on, 4-man dome at the tower. Laguna there to finish him off. Mr. Wyvern is actually owning Alchemist too. Like, you have your Armlet on with Arctic Burn. Yeah. Really good at getting you into critical range to get nailed by Laguna.
Middle tower has fallen.
Well, that was a value Laguna coming out from Lina with the Arcane Rune. How what? Phase Armlet into gloves. I'm guessing Midas as well. Seems pretty likely at this point in the game. You just try and outfarm them and save the high ground defense for another day. That was crazy. That's like not an angle that you expect. Yeah. KVH is infested up. Don't really think they want to go on Lycan. He did close ultimate. I don't know if FDL saw that. They do have a Hawk, but that was only just recently placed. A ulti does come out and does not hit anyone. Alchemist stuns up himself, gets zoomed up without ultimate on, but his ultimate is still on too. Saksa cast Winter's Curse onto Bisa. Doesn't really do anything because this is the Lycan. Around him, Franz getting chased down by Resolution. Bisa is going to die, and it is just a slaughter. We in the back line just kind of tearing these supports apart, and these initiations are so weird. In between the mid T1 and T2, it's just a support getting jumped. No one was ready. This one, it was out stunning himself and getting doomed with Armlet on and forced to run away immediately from the fight. So we're starting off 4-on-5, and on top of that, they're just fighting into the Aegis from Resolution.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
It's getting to that point in the game. Once Alchemist gets Radiance though, and then can maybe push out lane so that FDL don't actually have to fight, that might be... That's why you go Midas as on Lifestealer, right? What's your threshold for Midas? Do you have a hard threshold for when you don't get Midas? What if you're gonna lose those towers anyways? Like, if he got Veil, would it really have made that much of a difference for this? If the Lifestealer went Sage instead? He got doomed. Yeah, he got doomed immediately. 2 supports would have died for a buyback. It's just a strat. I think it's just their strat, dude. It's like, okay, we're gonna lose the early game. Let's win late game because we have heroes that all have Ags upgrades, even though Life Stealers is terrible, and because we have more Midases. And let's just outfarm them, force them to mess up. Like if it gets late, like DC have to push into like an AA plus a Venom with Ags on top of like just being constantly whittled down by the Radiance. I think the lineup has their merits. It's just like, can they actually get to the point? Sand King's been scouted out by the Lycan Wolves, and CCNC is hot on chase. KVH gets his TP interrupted with the Winter Wyvern ultimate, and will take another spill. Lycan maybe not wanting to really pursue CCNC. Well, Armlet is on. Alchemist ultimate is almost off. Weed does cast the Laguna Blade, and trying to Armlet toggle through the Magnetize is not going to work out well for him. Braun trying to come in with Justice Low. Midas Weed just turning around with the Fiery Soul and punted by Misery for another 3 kills in quick succession by DC. And as you said, Boogaloo, I don't think it's going to get to that point. I think you're right. They're just getting mowed down. I mean, there's nowhere for anyone to farm. There is not a Radiance up on Alchemist. It's, just complete Mac control out for them. Necro 3 coming out very soon, if not coming out already. Mech coming out.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
What does Wild Axes do, dude? Oh, dude. No. No, I think you just get your board. I think it's really terrible for jungling, which is what Beastmaster's strength is. Beastmaster's strength is that he can just go to jungle, and he can jungle very quickly. So if you have a difficult lane, you just get Iron Talon, and then you go. But they didn't have Sentry Wards for him. They didn't really have anything for him in top lane, no sort of support, and then he was forced to lane into a very difficult situation. Yeah, I don't think they could have done that much, because I think what he needed to do was start off with like sentries and a quelling blade, and then kind of feel out the lane, like feel out where Earth Spirit's going. If Earth Spirit's going to go mid, try and snipe chicken, then you can maybe test out the lane, use your board to harass the Winter Wyvern. But if Earth Spirit is up there, then you just drop your sentry in the jungle, use your Hawk to scout out the ward, and then just get level 6 at a reasonable clip instead of however late he got in this game. He's just level 7, 18 minutes in the game. So he does almost have his book. Yeah, he is. He is owning. And unfortunately for DC, it will be a near maximum Roche respawn timer. I think probably, yeah, almost 11 minutes, dude. It's like 10:56. Really unfortunate for them. Ideally, they want this game to end as soon as possible before they actually have to deal with the threat of double ultimates. What are you laughing at, Boots? Yeah, I like that. I like that kill too. Well, here things may change for FDL. 1,000 gold lead in the dumpster, but CCNC finally does have his Radiance, and Lycan Wolf out-recents the Radiance burn. 1946 is my current timer. Armlet Radiance. Yeah. Ideally, you want 12 or 13 with free farm versus tough lane 16 or 17, but they didn't really have anyone stacking for him because Venom was just taking his camps, and then we had the Lifestealer do the Ancients too, so he doesn't even have an Ancient stack available to him. DC pacing back and forth around the Roshan pit, wondering when they will be granted another Aegis of the Immortal. Still, they have to wait 1 more minute. Very little, single digits, but still possible. Takes good AA ultimate into like a 3-man acid. Wow, I almost called it acid spray. Poison Nova. Yep, 3-man Poison Nova with an Alchemist. You know, beating on them, whirling down with Radiance. They don't have BKBs. Oh, they have a pipe on Doom. Oh no. DCNC gets doomed up. Sakata, Arctic Burn, not yet at the ready. DCNC still has the ultimate on for just a few more seconds, but will just burn to death afterwards. And Resolution running in with Pipe on. Visa trying to run away with Rage. Misery trying to chase people down. There is the pipe that comes out, and everyone's still alive and healthy, even after the AA ulti plus Venom ulti. That almost did nothing to their lineup because DC has itemized properly. That is getting a pipe against massive amounts of damage. Well, V throws out a Laguna Blade to finish off Beastmaster. Moo gets Glimmer caped up, even though he's A ultimate, still won't really beat that much damage. And Doom's farm is ridiculous too. He has a Midas and he's actually doing stuff. He's almost on par with Alchemist, but I guess that's what's happening to him here. Up 15-2.
Radiant's middle tower
Oh,
has fallen.
DC's all alive and healthy. We actually go for a Desolator on the lead to speed this tower building slaying up just a little bit more. And it's kind of all but over at this point. DCNC is trying to do something, but we is just constantly pressuring him, and this Armlet Lifestealer can't even walk into this lineup. Oh, Misery goes in, rolls on her front, gets two-man silence. AA ult comes out, but it looks like it will hit just and Saksa will save himself. The winter. Oh my goodness, dude, this is just ugly. CCNC might get one kill. He did get a kill. Gem hits the deck. CCNC can't Armlet toggle through this. We desperately trying to take him down. CCNC Armlet toggles after the unstable concoction. Moo comes in, but not before the GG out. 19-3 the final score. GG. That's kind of what I expected. Average game time was about 21 minutes for this series, and FDL, how many kills did they even get the first game?